Welcome to Darcy Street for this massive game to end round 15 of the PS4 NPL Tasmania. South Hobart taking on Olympia, one of the great modern rivalries in Tasmanian football. A rivalry that has been decidedly one-sided in the past couple of years. South Hobart have really had the better of the Warriors. And if they were to do that again today, they'd take a giant step forwards towards taking the 2017 title. I'm Andrew Cooling. Joining me to call this massive game, Paul Funty Hunt. Welcome to Darcy Street, Paul.
Thank you very much for that warm introduction, Andrew Cooling. Certainly is a huge match in the PS4 NPL today. A win for Olympia will see them go 4 points away from the league leaders, South Hobart. South Hobart, though, with a big result yesterday of Devonport dropping points away. They can really storm in front. I think they'll end up 4 points in front of their next place rivals, putting them in box position as we head in to the chase end of the season in the PS4 NPL. The last two games this season, South Hobart have won convincingly, especially last time we were up here for this match a few weeks ago, the infamous Sandwich Gate game. But probably more, what should be talked about more than the sandwiches in the bin is probably South Hobart's performance on that day. They were absolutely electric, and whilst they weren't playing badly before that, I certainly think that was the catalyst for the run they're on at the moment, and as such, I'm predicting a very, very entertaining game today.
Yeah, well, they were frenetic with their press in the opening half hour, and they had 4 goals on the board before half-time. It was game over. The Warriors fought back a little in the second half, but the sting very much out of the contest by then. They were absolutely jumped by that fantastic attacking lineup South Hobart have, and we'll take a look at their team here this afternoon, the hosts, and a pretty set lineup starting at the back. Dogger Daniel Brown, the skipper, with Hugh Ludford, that experienced central defensive pairing. Perhaps last year we thought that that pairing might have been on the way out, that maybe an Oscar Thomas, who will be on the bench today, would usurp one of them, but the veterans back together and having a very good year together, and perhaps even more key to their success, the fullbacks on either side of them. Adam Gorry lining up at right back. No Liam Quayle today. It would seem he is still out injured for the second week in a row, but Connor Schmidt, a more than handy deputy, played a good game at left back last week, moving into the midfield. Number 6, Kobe Kemp, you'd expect to play the deepest of that role, but certainly a really well-balanced midfield and players capable of dropping in and filling multiple roles. Nick Morton and Jack Turner, who's just in superb form at the moment. Jack Turner, he has been, I think, along with that 6-2 win, one of the big catalysts for this uptick in form, perhaps, as the season has gone on. He's come in and made a tremendous impact with Morton in the midfield there. Out wide, Darcy Hall has returned to the state and put in 2 very good performances on the right wing. He'll start there. Alex Walter, one of the players of the season. He's been phenomenal. He'll start on the left with Benjamin Hammer Time Hamlet through the middle. And Alex Lazinski on the bench. He scored a lazy 3 in the first half of the Rezzies.
He certainly did.
How was he hitting them, Paul? Are you here for that one?
Yeah, look, probably just fitness is concerned. He's still certainly got the touch. South Hobart proving their depth with having Albie in the Challenge League, and then on the bench, most of their Challenge League team could actually play in this senior team, to be fair. But South Hobart looking strong as ever. They've kind of got that settled lineup, as we've mentioned. Only really Quayle is probably the only first teamer out of this match, but Connor Schmidt certainly would be in the first team, probably in any other team in the division. And that bench, I mean, Oscar Thomas, Lazinski, Cass, Luke Farrell, that is probably the best bench you'll see. I'm going to expect that same press to start with, and the forward movement, especially Walter, Hamlet, Hall, and then, well, when both Morton and Turner start to barge forward from centre mid, they are unstoppable. So if they can get the game going how they want in the first half, I think they may run away with it again.
Yeah, when Jakey Brennan can't make you pine, you know you're in pretty good situations.
Yeah.
So
Castaneda, Scott, there's a few others in that Challenge League.
Yes, Liam Scott playing his first game for the South Hobart Magoos here today. He played in the Challenge League, could be another one, another ace up the sleeve of Ken Morton. So moving on to South Hobart's opposition in the Olympia Warriors, and a couple of changes for the Warriors and a pretty good lineup. In goals, number 22, Jacob Cole, has had a fantastic season in between the sticks, and they've got a couple back in today, and they've also got Shay Hickey out there. He'll start in the middle of the park. Interested to see how they line up today. Lucas Hill pushed on and played just behind Jakob Sklarge last week, in attack, and just hinted at in the press conference, Kenny Weston, that might be a role we see him in again. It's certainly a possibility. I liked him in that role,
Yeah,
Paul.
definitely.
Where would you be playing Lucas Hill if you were the coach of this side?
Look, I think it comes down to the wing-backs of Olympia. If you could push Van der May and have someone of Van der May's quality out in the wide, you'd then push Lucas Hill into centre defensive mid. I think that, especially in this competition, is his preferred position. While this is a fantastic centre-back, I'd like to see him on the ball a tad more. And in that role, he could both sweep in front of the two centre-backs and then also help distribute out, because I think he's got all the talent to do that. But with the formation and how Olympia's personnel at the moment, I think you've got to have him at centre-back at the moment. But he's a versatile player, and if they need to chase the game, wouldn't be surprised to see him move up to the centre mids.
I reckon he'll be playing the 10. There's my prediction. He'll play the 10 behind Sklenage. I reckon you've got Jack Callan, Paul Stevens, Jake Van der May, and Samet as your four defenders.
Yep.
You'll have Hickey and Ortman as those two slightly deeper midfielders, and Hill in front of them.
You've almost got Hickey in the position you'd have Hill in. So I reckon you may be onto something, maybe more of an 8 rather than a 10, but yeah, good call.
So then out wide, you've got Warren Wadawu, who'll start on the right, and he's in fantastic form, the postman. And Shane Cartwright, another man back into the mix. I'm not sure where he'll play. He could play up top, he could play in midfield.
He is listed as number 9, although we've learnt throughout the season that doesn't mean much, as we've seen him line up at left back sometimes.
There is one notable absence, though, that of Nick Mearns, who did make a comeback last week but doesn't seem to have pulled up. So a big blow there. But some good options on the bench in Bellini, Little, McCarthy, then the backup keeper Stalker and young Joffrey Mkoso. So some good depth for the Warriors too if they do need to go to the bench. How do you see this one playing out today, Paul?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've already talked about where on earth they're going to play Lucas Hill. I think everything else will be relatively settled. I'm looking forward to seeing Sklenage play. I think he's already got 20 goals this season. He's certainly on track to be the Golden Boot, so he's always promising. It's just about getting that service. He dominates aerial against some of the other teams in this NPL. You've got Ludford and Brown, and it's a big heading challenge trying to outmuscle those two. So he may want a bit more service to the feet this week. So it'll be interesting to see how they get the ball to him. That's probably what I'm looking forward to most for Olympia as we have a look at that PS4 NPL ladder. A few interesting games this week, all been draws so far. I don't think that's happened so far in NPL history. 4 draws and only 4 goals so far, which I'm reliably informed is the lowest is 8 in one round. So we could see the lowest scoring round in the PS4 NPL.
As far as records go, that's a decidedly unexciting one.
It
the
is.
Least amount of goals in a round. So.
Look, it's not one that we'd want to advocate. Maybe we can have another 6-2 and just completely blow that theory out of the water.
We're going to need some goals here today. We've got to get it above 8, so at least a 3-2 I'd hope for, Funty. But certainly the way this game transpired
gives us an excuse
time.
to have really, really high goal-scoring predictions.
Yeah, well, there was no shortage of them last time. You got plenty of offensively talented players out there, and you've got an Olympia team that absolutely has to win. Anything other than a win today and season over. And it's a title race over at any rate.
I'm interested to see what Kenny Weston will do. Obviously, they've been talking all week about prioritising the FFA Cup over the league, but as we mentioned before, if they win here, they're only 4 points off the top with 7 rounds to go. Most of the top teams to play each other again. Obviously, they won't have to play South Hobart again, but matches, against Devonport. If anyone drops any points on the road, I mean, they're still in this if they win this game, but I would agree if they don't, they're pretty much gone.
Yeah, they must get 3 points. A draw would probably do for South Hobart, but after Devonport drew yesterday, they'll be looking to push home the advantage. This is a home game. They've got to travel up to Devonport. You want to win your home games. They're very good at Darcy Street, and given the way they've dominated the Warriors in recent times, I think they've got to go in as red-hot favourites this afternoon. Perhaps not the 15-1 quoted in certain areas during the week, although, to be fair to the great George, he did come a minute later and say he was being quite sarcastic with that. But I think they'd be outsiders, and I'm going to go with a South Hobart. Well, we need the goal quota up, won't we? So we'll go South Hobart 4-2 for me. Funty?
4-1 for me. I can't see South Hobart conceding 2 goals, but I can see them conceding 1. The only reason I'm saying 4 is they may put the game to bed after 60 minutes like last time. They may just turn off the throttle a tad. Just, to see what they'll do there, but I am expecting a high-scoring game. We've got to be positive. Need to get at least 4 goals.
Yeah, well, the Warriors are going to be chasing the game. I mean, if they go down, they're going to have to throw men forwards. And that may well play into South's hands with so many goal-scoring options and so much pace to get in behind. But the other time they've met, apart from that 6-2, was a 3-0 on the opening night, all the way back in March. And that was a pretty tight game for about 50 minutes, an hour or so. And then South Hobart, they got that first goal. That meant Olympia suddenly were throwing men the other way, and they got caught out there and ended 3-0. And could be a similar story tonight, but certainly you'd expect a closer game than the last time these two teams met.
Yeah, look, I don't think anyone really predicted such a blowout last time, as we see Olympia finally making their way out. South Hobart have been wandering around for a minute or two waiting for Olympia. County Western clearly trying to give a few last-minute things to his information to his team. Vandermeer captain again, just shaking hands with everyone out there. Trying to get the team pumped up as we eagerly await this top of the table encounter between South Hobart and Olympia FC Warriors.
Well, it's a huge chance for South. Devonport's surprising slip up, and what a turnaround from Launceston City. Just a week ago we saw this Warriors team put him to the sword. Did
the player manager make the key difference, having putting Benny Brookfield on the field? I mean, will he claim credit for that?
I think he might have to, but certainly a 0-0, a very rare result in this league, but it was nearly 0-0 the other time they met this year. Braden Mann getting a late goal allocation, couldn't quite...
87th minute, I think. I think we were here for that, and regularly checking the score update, and a bit of the 1-1 draw, Clarence Rangers, that could have easily been 0-0, and it probably could have easily been about 3-3. One of those kind of games where you're just not sure how many goals will go in. And then obviously down at the Lions' Den, you were there and I wasn't, so you'd probably give us a better rundown of that one.
Yes, it was the return of Gabriel Marcage as coach of the Zebras, which was just entertaining. The Zebras claimed that he wasn't the coach, but they weren't fooling anybody.
I did enjoy your sarcasm on the live blog there, saying he's assistant. Surely he wasn't. It's impossible for him to be an assistant.
There's not a chance. When you wear a suit that loud, you're always going to be running the show. And a very successful return for the most part. Couldn't get the points, but they were rather unlucky, I thought, Zebras. They were the better team for the most part of that one. But a late penalty in the end, bailing them out. Jaden Hay just with ice in his veins, just slotting it home.
But generally good to see Mark Hedge back in the coaching role. Obviously, after being dismissed from the first job of the season, it's quite hard to get that second job and turn it around, so you'll be quite happy with that.
Well, Matty Sanders post-game, big raps for him.
Yeah.
Big raps for him, so doing well there, and good to see, obviously, South Hobart was his downfall, and not the first time that a manager's copped it because of South Hobart performance.
And not the last time either, I can't imagine.
Yes, this ground has become a bit of a graveyard. Will it be that for the Warriors today, or can they turn this around after a pretty tough couple of years? Haven't won since round 3 of 2015 against South Hobart. We're finally getting underway here, a little bit late, not entirely sure why, but we're ready to get down to business. Jack Turner with the samurai top knot and the brilliant goal scoring form to get us kicked off here from a sun-soaked Darcy Street. And we're underway for the final game of round 15. The Warthog Norton launching it forward immediately, and right off the bat, Lucas Hill standing up top alongside Jakob Sklenar. So there's the first question answered.
You clearly got the inside knowledge there from Weston. That's my conspiracy theory.
There's no inside knowledge, just reading between the lines. He said needed a big body alongside of Sklenar. She was giving nothing away, but
has he played that far up before?
He did last week.
Yeah,
and absolutely torched Launceston City. Scored 2, set up another. But it's South Hobart on the offensive early, and Kobe Kemp with such a superb free kick technique with the first chance to test out the Warriors' defence here. As Wadawu and Sheehy just told to step back a little here. Now will he try and curl this one in near post? He does just that. Cartwright flings himself in front of Norton and puts it behind for a corner, and a welcome return to this Warriors midfield for Big Shane Cartwright.
And a wonderful first touch to have. He needed to make that. 2 South Hobart players directly behind him. Got the big chrome dome in the way. It's a very important in for Olympia Warriors as we see the first corner of the match. Looking near post, flick on, and good save by Cole, just stopping it from getting in the corner there. Turner looks to turn and shoot, effectively cleared by Callan. Now Gorry, who gets absolutely poleaxed up in the challenge. First slice of cheese already, all of 1 minute 30, and welcome back to the NPL, Shane Cartwright.
Well, he's not wasting his time making him up at this contest, or indeed on the shins of his opposition player there. Shane Cartwright just sliding in ferociously, and a very mature cheddar this one. A very mature cheddar indeed. Adam Gorry getting straight up, but Shane Cartwright flying in there.
I mean, I think he's only saving grace is he's put his studs down to the ground at the last minute. That could have easily been a very darker shade.
So another chance, and Kemp will chip this one in. Floats back towards the byline, tracking this one across as Callan. He does well to keep it in. Punted back in by Ludford. There's Paul Stevens clearing the area. No one up top for South Hobart. And marshalling back there is Connor Schmidt. We'll go back to young Brown in goals. And what a good year he's had, Brown. I can't remember too many mistakes he's made. And he's certainly produced the goods as Darcy Hall's got in behind here. He's charging into the box. He puts the cross in. Blocked away by Stevens, and that is the area where South Hobart really got at them last time, and an early prominent Darcy Hall here.
And they're doing it again this match. Our usual fellow co-commentator Morgan loves the heat map reference. It's been all in South Hobart's box in this first 3 minutes. Second corner of the match, and again a good run from Darcy Hall. And we'll see them trying to attack Olympia's fullbacks throughout most of this game as Gorry looks back post, rising eyes Brown, but can't quite get there. Hamlet nearly gets in the back of Stevens. Now Gorry thumps it in. Very, very good hands from Jacob Cole there. Looking to roll it out. We've got Lucas Hill. Got to get used to him being at the number 10 role. He's got Schmidt and Turner to beat. Eventually wins the throw in, so he does well there, the number 2. It's still weird seeing a number 2 playing in the number 10, but that's modern football for you these days. As Jack Callan in front of the very, very sunny South Hobart grandstand launches it long, looking in the direction of Sklanage. Got 3 to beat, Cartwright there as well, but eventually 1 out. Now the break on for South Hobart again through Hall. He's got 2 to beat out this side. Vandermeer coming across the cover, slots it in to Ben 10. Bit of a heavy touch. Gets it back out wide. And it's a good challenge. Gorry's got time to whip this one in. Deflected from the first person, and Cartwright effectively clears. A clearing header from Brown. Gorry. Now Hall. Nice 1-2 played. Just slightly overhit from Hammer Time. But good link-up play down the wings again from South Hobart.
Yeah, they're looking sharp early, aren't they? They're moving the ball around with a good tempo. The players are flying around the pitch and just unsettling this Warriors lineup a little bit. And they've started well, have the hosts. Header one by Darcy Hall, worked forward by Turner. Stevens should be able to play it across there to Callan, but it was blocked off by Walter. And just getting into a little bit of trouble playing out from the back, but Cole thumped it down the middle, volleyed back from whence it came by Kemp. There was Dogger Brown. Now the Morthog Morton works it to his partner in crime in the middle in Jack Turner, and what a pairing they have been in the middle of the park for this South Hobart side. Connor Schmidt pressured by the postman, so back he goes to Brown. And the Warriors look to try and press up here, and Lucas Hill pressing there. They come through the middle and force the turnover. It's better from the Warriors. Cartwright was pushed over there, but play allowed to continue. Walter. Nice touch, but Turner made it look better than it probably was. Really well done, and he releases Alex Walter. Cuts inside as Morton in support, overlapping his Hall. Crucial sliding challenge, that one had to be made, and it was Samet, I think, who's made a crucial challenge and saves the day at the back.
He absolutely had to make that challenge, did Joel Samet. Nice play again down the wings as we see Schmidt linking with Walter. Thought about going to Turner, eventually hits Ludford, who just fires it in the Sklanage. Gets past Hickey, who's pushed up to press the centre back. Considering giving the free kick, but played advantage, even though the ball was 40 yards behind where the free kick would have been. Now Gorry. Hall's been given an acre to turn, which is quite threatening, and Gorry on the overlap takes all of that room down the sideline. He can take a touch, Look to whip it in. Samet commits and certainly clips him. And the foul eventually given. Pretty obvious foul there. Samet fell for that one. Absolutely hook, line and sinker.
Yeah, it was a lunging challenge. He was never going to get there. Gorry well and truly ahead of him. And Samet just caught out up the field there. And Adam Gorry will do that. So either fullback, he'll race back the other way all day. Does not stop running, does Darcy Strait's favourite ranger. And he produces a free kick opportunity here, which he's going to send in himself into the middle of the box and headed home by Jack Turner. So Hobart open the scoring. Diabolical marking there for the Warriors. You can't leave Jack Turner all on his lonesome. He says, thank you very much. That is a gift, Paul Hunt.
That is an absolute gift. You would think he would be one of the more obvious people you could mark. You can certainly notice that haircut if you're looking to mark at him from the corner. As we see it, back post, everyone's dived in. Both Vandermeer and Cartwright both jumped. Cole's missed it. And Turner's just stood his ground. And to be honest, I probably could have headed that one in. Wasn't terribly difficult, but you've got to take those chances. And the cork in the ocean bobbing up again. Jack Turner, he's in red hot form. Still hard to believe he didn't have a pre-season and only turned up a few rounds in. It is very hard to believe, as we see Olympia now have to chase this game. We'll see what that means to them. I can barely think of them having 3 passes so far this game. And again, Cartwright turns it over to Walter. Now Morton. Caught goal side. Stevens comes in sliding again. Advantage paid. Darcy Hall. He's got Turner inside. Looks to turn and shoot, but a lot of the South Hobart crowd getting very excited about that shot, which clearly went into the side netting.
Yeah, you got the crowd catching cricket, and you got the crowd goal. This one, I think, as he blasted into the side netting. It's another threatening moment there from Darcy Hall,
and just a cheap giveaway from the kickoff as well from Olympia. You would at least try and get territory or play it around the back, but just 2 passes and gave it straight to Nick Morton. To see Cole and Hill giving away the foul on Turner. Just getting in the back of the goal scorer. Ludford telling everyone to push up. Ends up playing it short to Turner. Now Brown. Looking in the direction of Ben 10. Well cut out. Hickey pressured well. Now Stevens. Plays it to Callan, who's really only got the postman up above, and he's kicked that one into the change rooms, much to the sarcastic applause of the South Hobart crowd around us. Quick throw in. Morton. Now Callan sticks the foot in and manages to win the throw in off Morton. I thought he just kicked that directly into the grandstand there. Probably the biggest respite Olympia have had all game is Jacob Cole tries to get that one out from behind the screen. And we'll see Callan. He's got Sklanage and Wadawu. Aims to Sklanage, who tries the Ibrahimovic flick. Connor Schmidt manages to get the head up. Unfortunately just heads it straight out of play.
Well, they're just about 10 minutes in. They've barely had the ball, the Warriors. They've just not been able to get their foot on it. This one lumped forward in the direction of the mountain. They get a free kick, which might allow them to build something, but they've just not been able to have any possession here. They've not kept a hold of it. South have knocked it around them and they've not been able to conjure anything yet. Perhaps a set piece can offer them an avenue back in as Shea Hickey stands over the ball, the People's Champion. He's got a couple of likely targets, Lucas Hill, Shane Cartwright, Big Vandermeer, and of course Jacob Sklanage, always a threat. And Hickey's just going to swing this one to the top of the box. South Hobart plenty of numbers back. Repelled as far as Cartwright, looks to jink round Gorry, but he was awake to it and he puts it into touch. And the business Altman will stride across to take the throw. Back to Samet. Coughed it up a little bit too cheaply to Darcy Hall. Turner came flying through, got it away from Cartwright, and South are breaking here. Here's the Morthog through the middle of Darcy Street. Works it to Hamlet. Now Turner, they're thinking their way through it, but well done, Stevens. Just halted the momentum. Turner continuing to win the midfield battles, but they've coughed it up here. Hickey over the top. And just dropping off behind everyone 10 yards or so. It was Hugh Ludford anticipating it. The savvy veteran reading the play nicely there, Paul. Yeah,
Hugh Ludford knew absolutely what was going on there. Knew it was going to be a chip through ball to Sklanage, so just dropped that 10 yards as we see the ball going in that area that I hate it when goalkeepers do that right across the box. As we see Connor Schmidt now manages to work it out, South Hobart, so not too bad an outcome as Nick Morton has Darcy Street to play with in the middle of the park, but actually hits it straight to Samet. And now Samet hoofs it long. Lucas Hill manages to out-jump Ludford, but Sclanage was dropping deep rather than playing on the last man, so it falls straight to Brown. Another thing I noticed Dogger Brown doing earlier from the free kick was hiding behind the referee as Lucas Hill was trying to mark him, just using the referees almost as a screen, which I thought was a very interesting tactic, not one I've seen used too often.
Innovative stuff there, don't mind it. As Ludford plays it to Schmidt.
Certainly well equipped in the dark arts is Brown.
He knows every trick in the book. As the Warriors have a throw in here in an advanced area. Just trying to open up this South Hobart defence. Nothing doing there though. Walter came charging through. Morton just using his big frame to shield it. Two Warriors saw it away from him. Walter in tight corridors, a little nutmeg there. Very sharp stuff indeed from Walter. Oh, and in the end, I think Jack Collins just kicked Shay Hickey there. He's gone to clear the ball and smacked his teammate.
Absolutely thumped Shay Hickey in the shin, and Shay's just turned up and gone, what on earth was that for?
That's an opposition player. You'd probably be nearing a cheese there.
Yeah, absolutely. Callens just absolutely sprinted away from that situation, did not want a bar of it. As Vandermeer thumps that into the sky. And it gets it out of there, but South Hobart are just going to rebuild from the back again. And it's been all one-way traffic so far as Brown plays that long through ball. Hamlet manages to get under. He can chip the keeper here, but just overhits it. Fell nicely to the South Hobart marksman. Just got a little bit too much purchase on it. Nothing more than just a long ball out the back. Stevens just got muscled out of it. And all hammer time Hamlet done is put that nearly into the canteen. A big chance from nothing for South Hobart. Sure they'll have plenty more this after the way it's going so far though, as we see Cole taking the goal kick in the direction of Sclanage. Over his head though and falls to South Hobart. Walter with probably the first misplaced pass South Hobart have hit all game. And Callan will retrieve that for a throw in. He's got with Dawu short. Ends up going long to Sclanage, who battles with Schmidt. Schmidt manages to win that, muscles out Cartwright, and then just pumps it through the legs of Cartwright again. Nice physical contest, but what you're noticing is just the press from South Hobart is relentless. It's 4v2 in that situation, and I'm not sure how Olympia can actually get out of this tight space down on the corner here. They need to try and get a switch of play, and so far they're just being bogged down. We see Callan launch it over the head of Sclanage. Turner thumps it forward. Hamlet will chase that down in front of Vandermeer and Stevens. Vandermeer holds his ground. Now Schmidt looking to switch it. Morton, nice touch, but ends up slipping. People's Champion gets it. Nice turn from Wadawu. And then, unfortunately, just hits it straight to the South Hobart defence.
It's just breaking down in the final third when they are getting forwards. No real sharpness or crisp touch where they need it. Cartwright breaks this up. What can he do? He works it to the business. Back to Vandermeer, lining up at centre half today. Sclanage presented short for it and then presented too short because it flew over his head. Lucas Hill does well, bustling through. Needs some support. Rather broadcast that one to Hickey though, and it was intercepted. Now Ben Hamlet turning. He's got Darcy Hall, he's too quick for Samet. Darcy Hall takes a touch and fires wide of the post. Oh, it looked a certain goal there. It was inches wide. Turner was arriving at the back post. Some lovely work here from Hamlet. Just held up. He knew that Hall was too quick for Samet. And Turner at the back post might have been better going the cross ultimately, but the shot very much on and not far away from 2-0.
You'd expect the striker in that situation to take the shot every time. Looked for the back corner. And look, he hasn't missed it by much. Well, Samet was turned all ends up there from Darcy Hall. And very good reading of the play. The one thing that brought about that pass was the shortness to Shay Hickey, and there was absolutely no talk from the Olympia players that he had two South Hobart players on his back. He doesn't have eyes in the back of his head, does the People's Champion. He can do a lot of things, and that's one thing he can't do. So maybe the talk just needs to improve from Olympia. Two passes, and South Hobart have nearly scored a second. So you see Jack Turner now dropping into his own D to try and claim the ball. Now, Brown looking for that searching ball out wide. Samet manages to get there just in time. And I don't think South Hobart have had an attack through the middle so far, except for that Hamlet long ball. Everything's been down the wings.
And they're getting at them too. I've seen this game before, but it was about 6 weeks ago, and we know how that ended. But
and I'm pretty sure I was sitting next to you for that one as
I
well.
believe so. It was a very similar start, and just causing them all manner of problems. They're in behind again here with Gorry, swings it in. Alex Walter heads it over the bar. And another chance just over the top. Olympia getting it torn apart down the flanks at the moment. Gorry and Hall down this right, especially electric.
Yeah, they are being absolutely torn to shreds down these wings so far, Olympia. I'm trying to sugarcoat it as best I can, but if you would have a heat map, it's all in the far corners. As we see Cole hit that one towards halfway. Hill battling with Brown. Brown wins that again now. Schmidt, the postman, with probably his first touch in 5 minutes. So that's going to roll out for a throw, and does. Callan will take. Fortunately, can't quite get that to Adawu, and Hamlet just lost that in the sunshine. Stevens, very short back pass to Cole. And the pressure from Morton will see that one out for a throw. Missed touch from the referee, unfortunately, so we'll take the time in getting this one back.
It's got a real sharpness to South Hobart in this opening 20 minutes. Playing with a real purpose and fine form. And they're just carrying on with it here today, picking up where they left off. Here's Nick the Morthog Morton. Got it to Turner. Morton. Schmidt. Out in space was Darcy Hall. He won't be by the time the ball reaches him though. He took it down with a beautiful first touch and then sold Gorry short with the pass. Kobe Kemp will sweep across and steal this one away from Samet. Hall dueling with the Mountain Hill, who's done well here and won it back for his side. What can the big Mountain do? Sklenage was just checked off the ball. He's going near side to Adawu. Just no one getting forwards though. Taking an eternity. Finally they'll send it out wide for Sklenage, but there's 8 men behind the ball from the Warriors. They had probably 10 seconds there where it was held up in the middle. No one got in their own half except Sklenage, and that's all he had to kick to in the end.
And Lucas Hill, once he's won that ball, he's got Adawu, and Adawu is offering short. He's clearly had an instruction to tuck inside Adawu because he's got great pace, and there was the entire right-hand flank to hit a through ball, aim for the corner, get Schmidt turned around facing his own goal, which I don't think's happened yet. He just stayed inside, so that's clearly a tactical instruction. So we see Hill trying to get his big frame out of the way of that one. And rolls out for a goal kick, but yeah, you got that 10 seconds. None really of the midfielders streaming forward. And yeah, not sure how Olympia can turn that around.
Yeah, a little bit shell shock perhaps, not wanting to get exposed back the other way with pace again. But chasing the game. They're not going to get a goal back if you're just knocking it long to Sklenage. He's good, but you've got to give him the service. You need some bodies up there. We're seeing the damage South are doing, getting their fullbacks involved. Their midfielders bombing on. The Warriors need the likes of Cartwright and Ortman in the middle to do a similar job. Here's Adam Gorry. He started strongly and he's off again here, charging through the middle, surrounded by Warriors shirts. Cartwright wanted away from him. Now he feeds it through and Sklenage is in. Oh, Hugh Ludford was strong. Superb defending from the centre-back. Sklenage tried to do him and he couldn't get him behind. Very good defence. Now at the other end, Stevens back to Cole. Took a bobble, but he was able to thump it long. Schmidt, lovely volley pass to Walter. And he's still going. Walter got around Hickey. And now he drives inside. There's Walter. Alex Walter. Making defenders miss. Schmidt. Darcy Hall. He's got Turner in space. Hamlet still Turner in space and they get it to him, but he's offside. There's Cole. Trying to keep it out. It doesn't matter. He just strayed. And perhaps a little bit lazy in there for Turner.
Yeah, just a tad. I mean, Callum was playing him onside for a good portion of that, but in the end...
So he should be aware of it. He was there waiting to be released. They finally got it to him, but... let off the hook there, but South Hobart continuing their dominance of this game.
Absolutely, as we see Samet eventually miss-hit clearance. We'll actually see that fall to Olympia. I think they're wanting the free kick here. They're just playing it in the centre until they got it. People's champions striding forward in a great turn of pace from Jay Hickey, but I'll await that and get the tall timber forward. I mean, you're always a threat from set pieces with the Mountain, with Sklenage. We now see Paul Stevens jogging forward. And probably the 3 shortest players on Olympia's team back in. So we see Anime launch that one in. Hill and deflected off the shoulder of Jakob Splanage, and may have just been rolling into the back corner there, so a very good save by Brown. I'm fairly sure the Mountains just headed that into his own teammate's shoulder.
Yeah, bounced around dangerously for a second, and that's the threat they've got, having Lucas Hill in those advanced areas, and Schmidt just gets around Callan, bailed out in the end by Stevens across the cover, but electric stuff there from Connor Schmidt. He's Benjamin Hammer time, Hamlet, little nutmeg, and a little shirt grab as well. And another free kick in a good area.
Sold Callan down the river there, did Hammer time. Hamlet gets the nutmeg, trip, shirt pull, all of the above.
A fair bit of smoke just starting a mess on that corner there. Poor Walter Pless is copping it.
Yeah, it started as a nice warm fire pit to start with, and now it looks like a fire rather than a fire pit. I haven't heard the smoke alarm yet, but it's an interesting feature.
If it gets killed to the back post, this one, you'll see what we're banging on about here. It's reliably informed it's the barbecue, but it's smoking up a fair bit. Kobe Kemp swings it in near post, Cole blocks it. Right, it goes for a corner. That's a couple of times they tried to sneak one in near side on Cole.
That looks like some serious against fire regulations. That does. That doesn't look normal.
Yeah, maybe a Warriors supporter sending smoke signals. Bit of an SOS type situation. The first 22 minutes for him, that's for sure. They're being comfortably outplayed as Kobe Kemp swings in another corner, and this one's almost headed up goalward by Turner. Volley by Hamlet, well shut down by Hickey, but Hamlet did well to work it to Kemp. He drives it in, Callan away. Hickey with a volley touch to try and play in Wadawa. Defensive work rate fantastic from Hamlet. He wasn't going to let Wadawa away.
That was not the challenge of a centre forward. That was the challenge of a rock hard centre back. Hammer time Hamlet playing the perfect team game there as throw in taken short and then eventually just lofted into the air. That's really how Olympia they've really done. And they managed to win a free kick. I think that's for Cartwright. I assure you he hasn't got another yellow card out there. And Wadawu in a very good position to whip this one to the back post. Discussion with the People's Champion over who's going to take this. I'd be surprised if it's not Hickey. Actually, here's Wadawu, heads back post, and Mountain gets up there. Taps it in. It's a lovely free kick manoeuvre from Olympia Warriors, and despite having pretty much none of the ball for the first 24 minutes, they've equalised here at Darcy Street.
First chance they've created, first shot, and they're back on terms. And that is football for you. They've been thumped from pillar to post for 24 minutes. They get a set piece in a dangerous area. The big Mountain with a perfectly placed header, and Sklenage just on the same page as him. That's the chemistry and combination play Kenny Weston was talking about with Hill and Sklenage. He puts it on a platter for him, and the Czech striker does not miss those ones.
He does not, and Kenny Weston is up out of his seat, urging his players on. Out on the sideline, that should give him a good confidence boost. Let's hope they don't fall asleep at the back, and Callan just softly headers that. That was great link-up play from Hill and Sklenage. It was almost the perfect free kick set piece to the Mountain at the back post. Star striker, that's the reason he's leading the Golden Boot. Shea Hickey launches himself and wins a header. Fantastic work there from the People's Champion. Callan gets in, now Hill manages to win a free kick out of Hugh Ludford, who does not agree with that in the slightest. And that's just given a nice confidence boost to Olympia. The crowd here at South Hobart in stunned silence, and to be honest, I don't blame them.
Yeah, it was still one-way traffic, and has that goal just brought them to life. We've seen that many a time. All it takes is that one moment to change the complexion of the game, and another chance for Wadawu here. He'll chip this one in. Back post, floats over everyone's heads, and it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, just slightly overhit that one, but to be honest, I'd be keeping doing that set piece every time as we look at that goal again. Wadawu lining up the back post, Sklenage completely unmarked. I think it was both the centre-backs actually who originally had him at the start. They just let him drift off, and a very, very good Very good strike from the check marksman. That's the reason why he's the leading goal scorer this season. Is very good pressure from Hill and the Biz. Turner battling with Hill. Now the Biz, he's got Wadawu at the edge of the box. Good deflection. Brown looking for the quick counter attack. Very good throw out to Darcy Hall. Now Hamlet. Gorry's going to have to get on his bike here. Manages to get there. Should play the through ball to Hall and does. Stevens comes across. This is the slide challenge. 2 in the box. Hamlet's up, but just overhit. And slip from Sklanage, but ends up with the 1-2. Hickey with probably his first misplaced pass of the day. End-to-end stuff here at Darcy Street. Schmidt plays it in the corner looking for Morton. Manages to keep it in, and that should be Jakob Coles to collect. Signalling for it long. On the hill, on the mountain I should say. Can't quite challenge that. Turner and Schmidt eventually work it out. Now Ludford hits it straight to Wadawu. Hill wanting it to feet. And then Sklanage trying to roll the defender. No luck there. Now with Dawu. Now Hickey in acres of space. Still looking for that high ball to Sklanage. A fair few options to feet there, did Hickey. Schmidt should see this one out. Now turn up. And eventually thump clear. Callan gets up to win that, but South Hobart with the throw just under a bit more pressure this last 5 minutes.
Yeah, we have ourselves a ball game now. The Warriors have arrived a little bit late, but seem to have turned up to the pay now. South Hobart, though, need not be too deterred. In the barrel of this one, they're still looking dangerous, and they've got some space here on the right. If Morton can thread it through for Darcy Hall, he hits it first time. It's just a lack of composure from Darcy Hall there. He skies it over the bar, and that's why they shouldn't be too deterred, South Hobart. There's still plenty of holes at the back. They've just got to think this is one moment, we've been unlocked, it happens, we're good for more goals today, and they certainly have looked it, but they're going to need to show a little more composure than Darcy Hall did there.
Yeah, I will be slightly kinder to Darcy Hall on the slow-mo replay there. Clearly took an awful bobble just before him, so I'm going to cut in some slight slack, but it's about 3 opportunities on that side now that South Hobart haven't yet to convert. That's an interesting one there as Hill pushed in the back, but nothing given. Gorry much hacks it clear. Now the postman gets beaten to it by Schmidt. Ball gets lost in the sun. Ben 10 picks it up. And again cleared from Samet. Clear foul, but advantage paid. Cartwright thumps it forward in the direction of the mountain. Battling with ex-teammate Ludford. And eventually out for an Olympia throw. Good battling. I think Sklanage and Hill have kind of swapped positions. I'm seeing Hill very much playing at the top with Sklanage sitting off him. So already changed that around, has Kenny Weston.
It's an area they perhaps feel they can get at South Hobart in the air with you get Lucas Hill. He does have a good size advantage there over both the centre backs as he's the postman, blocked off by Schmidt. That should be a corner, and it will be, so a chance for Warren Wadawu perhaps to deliver something here.
Yeah, we'll see what the postman can deliver this time. Sent a beautiful ball in for that goal earlier, so we'll see what he can do here. Interesting, absolutely no option short so far for Olympia, so I reckon this is going to the back post.
Oh, surely you'd be mad to send it anywhere other than in Lucas Hill's direction.
It's nothing worse than short corners at the best of times, but we'll see what Wadawu can do from here.
He's got 5 to pick out in the box here, and he sends it back post. Sklanage won the header, but it went back in the wrong direction. Vandermeer bobs up with it. Surrounded by South Hobart shirts, cleared by Brown, only as far as Hickey. And now Wadawu can reload from the right. He sends it back to the top of the box. Hill will stretch. Brown was wearing him tight, and then getting clipped was Lucas Hill there. And another chance from a good position here as the Warriors starting to grow into this game, Paul.
Look, it certainly is, and Olympia, they're probably not playing their standard style that we've seen throughout the years. A lot of passing, trying to control, build it up slowly. They've done away with that for the last 10 minutes, but it's a great effect, in my opinion. You've got to play the game that's out there. And ever since that first goal, they've had another 4 or 5 opportunities to thump it into the box. We have a committee meeting going on at the moment between Wadawu and Hickey. Samet coming up. It's actually Sklanage going to be over it, which is a great free kick take up. Let's see what he can do from this set piece. He's about 30 yards out. Sklenage hits it, goes straight into the wall. Now it sells Hickey a little short. Manages to get into Stevens. Oh, it's a bad header. Vandermeer's in the box, pushed in the back. Oh, for the penalty. Denied, and Kenny Weston is absolutely ropeable.
Oh, that looked clear cut to me, Paul Hunt. That looked like he went straight through the back of him. I can't wait to see the replay. Play allowed to continue, but the Warriors, the bench is up in arms, and I reckon they've got a fair case. That's just a blatant push.
That's a penalty. That's a push in the back.
He's got away with that, Kobe Kemp.
There's not many sports in the world where that's not a free kick or a penalty or whatever the system is. It's a blatant penalty.
I mean, it wasn't overly forceful, but he's gone straight into the back of him, not got the ball, and South Hobart incredibly fortunate there, you have to say, and they do have a free kick, the Warriors. It'll be a little consolation, but we'll see if they can conjure something up with Darwin and Hickey over the ball.
I'm glad those watching out there agree with us that that's a penalty.
It's got to be. I'm not sure how you could see that and not think it. But they get away with it. And really, South Hobart, after a dominant first 24 minutes, suddenly on the back foot a little here.
It's almost like a completely different game after the 23rd minute. Like, if you'd watched them side separately, you wouldn't know it was the same game.
Yeah, just the goal seems to have turned things around. Can Wadawu conjure something here? He swings it in and palmed over the top by Brown. Wadawu trying to sneak it in near side there, and well kept out by South Hobart's young keeper. Was alert to it, and a pretty good hit from Wadawu.
I think he was looking to surprise Brown, as you can just see at the back there, the mountain is free as a bird at the back post. Again, not quite covering that as South Hobart. And yeah, again, calls out there. How was that not a penalty? I concur, as we see Wadawu from the corner kick, looking towards the middle. I think it's chested clear from Brown in the end. South Hobart trying to get the counter-attack in. Hamlet sliding, no luck. Now Wadawu tries to play in Cartwright, but no luck. There's a break on here down the left-hand side. Unfortunately, Darcy Hall is the only one forward, and there are 7 players back from Olympia. Eventually looks back post, but just fires it into the knee of the People's Champion. Now Turner. Cartwright, now Hickey. Fouled after the ball clearly, and that's probably going to be a slice of cheddar. No hard feelings from Hall and Hickey, but probably deserve it just for the lateness of that challenge. There's Darcy Hall, I believe, going into the book. And Cole now coming up for a quick chat. That's a 1 count apiece for the two teams so far. Cartwright getting a slice of cheese in the second minute, which is always pretty dangerous. And Vandermeer's probably going to launch this one long again, I'd suggest.
And why not? They're playing a slightly more direct style, but it's certainly brought them a lot more success in the opening stages of this game. As Samet will stride across to get this one. He goes for Cartwright, surrounded by South Hobart shirts, but the business came up with it, worked it forward, blocked off by Gorry. Back to Ludford, who just clears the area. And as far as Callan. Forward again by Stevens. Sklenage was there. Schmidt to Morton. Now Turner. The cork in the ocean, dueling there with Cartwright. Just held it up and played it off to Gorry, who started this game in scintillating style. And he's made another surging run down the right here, Adam Gorry. He sends it in dangerously away by Callan, then Vandermeer. Adam Gorry with another storming run down the right. Turner winning the ball back. Bounces off the head of Walter. And the Morthog, but it's going to be brought back for a foul on Turner. And South Hobart will get the free kick here, around about 30 yards from goal.
Yeah, quite just to relieve the pressure there. First time Gorry's had an overlap in a good 15 minutes, and South Hobart's favourite Ranger doing what he does best, delivering a delicious ball to the back post, but well defended from Callan. Both Olympia's fullbacks had a torrid time in the first 20 minutes. The last 15 they've been a lot more composed. As we see Kobe Kemp over the ball. He's got 5 to aim at the back. Ends up in that direction. Brown up. Falls down the ground and shot wide, but a foul given. Bad shot from the ground there from Brown. As he's probably given it for that push in the back on Vandermeer. Leaping in the air. quite the same success as Olympia have had from free kicks in South Hobart. Jakob Cole now to launch it long. Direction of Brown, gets over Hill. Stevens right through the back of Hamlet. Now the Biz finally on the ball. Throws it to feet, does the Biz, and that shows why. Now Samet, who bumps it in the direction of Wadawu. Kemp pumps that one into the beautiful Tasmanian sky. Falls to Hamlet. Looks to flick it on. Tries to get the return ball, but slices the pass, and Vandermeer will clear that one. Sklenage nearly gets there. Seems that Wadawu's pushed up front for Olympia Warriors. Maybe trying to get Hill on the ball more in the centre of the park. What do you think the thoughts are behind that one, Cooling?
It's an interesting little formation, almost a 4-1-3-2 kind of set up at the moment. But look, I think they're just looking to get the pace of Wadawu with the likes of Ludford and Brown, who are physically stronger, but perhaps a little bit susceptible. But the aerial approach seems to be the one yielding the most dividends as Wadawu does some very nice work. He had South Hobart players all around him. The Biz chipped it to the Mountain, who works it to Sklenage. Looked to spin, but left the ball behind. And out it goes for a South Hobart throw-in.
Yeah, that's a spin you're more likely to see on Eurovision rather than on the football field, but nice work from the Czech striker. It's almost like they're playing, obviously when the ball's on this side, but when the ball's on the other side, without a right midfielder at the moment is Olympia. As you see Hickey on the ball to Cartwright. He's inside, can't quite get to the hill. Cartwright sliding in, not worrying about that cheddar at all. Now Gorry's got Morton ahead. That's the direction he looks in. Makes a nice bounce off the turf if you're Vandermeer, who thumps it clear again. Nogger Brown gets it, plays it to Hickey. Gets it caught between his feet. Now with Dawu. A nominal right midfielder. Now Schmidt calls to switch. He'll try to get on his right foot and do just that. Now Gorry. Now Hall. Samet comes out to close him down. Checks inside. He's got 3 or 4 in the box. Manages to get it to Turner, but Cartwright muscles him out of the way. He's got Hill inside. Eventually gets there. Sklenage looking for the through ball. The Mountain storms forward. He's got 4 to beat. Ends up in a South Hobart sandwich. And much to the chagrin of the crowd, quite rightly, wins a free kick.
Yeah, lovely work from Lucas Hill, and the correct decision made. Just storms past Schmidt. Throws in a step over, and then the trailing leg of Hugh Ludford. That'll be called all day. And Lucas Hill just driving the play for his side. He's started pretty well as the Mountain up top alongside Sklenage. And yeah, just on the formation, seems like just a 4-4-2, but one of your wingers is always tucking in centrally depending on which side of the pitch it's on. So
you can tell I'm reading the wonderful book by Zonal Marking, The Mixer, at the moment. I'm just obsessed with tactics.
My man Michael Cox, good read. Highly recommend that one.
It is a very good read, everyone out there.
As Warren Wadawu steps up for this set piece opportunity, he drives it straight into the wall, and it might conjure a little counter-attacking opening here for South, because they've got plenty in the wall who can now spring forward. Darcy Hall, pressured by Wadawu, tracking back nicely. They just hold up the counter for the time being. Adam Gorry now gets his foot on it, and he'll look to switch the play to Turner. Lovely ball, but Turner's touch, that's handball against Lucas Hill, who just blatantly punched the ball. Wasn't spotted though. The flailing arm just with a little jab on the football there from Lucas Hill.
It's an interesting way to control the football.
Gorry threads it down the line for Darcy Hall, looking to get in behind of Samet. Samet did well to win it away from him. And then they battle at the corner flag, and Samet wins the day. Nicely done. He works it forward off Gorry. He'll try and keep this one in, and he'll drive back. So South Hobart retain possession after all of that. Kobe Kemp drifting inside. Hamlet wants to cross, gets around Vandermeer. It just crept out of play though. Before Turner could fire off his shots. They just about hold on at the back there, the Warriors.
Yeah, I think just about is right. We see that handball again and just, yeah, swats it out of the air like a fly. Does the Mountain. I guess it was on the blind side of the referee, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt for that one.
Yeah, the linesman's the one who should be spotting that, I think.
Yeah. He's down in front and would have had a very good view of that. As we see Cole into the sunshine. Olga Brown gets up that one, but only heads it backwards. Falls to Sklenage, who's got Schmidt for company and just does enough to push him towards the sideline and out for a south throw. Now looks long to Walter. Gets his chest onto it, then head, but Stevens slices that one right in the air. Everyone lost that one in the sky, and Cartwright's muscled out of it from Walter. There's Greco-Roman wrestling style there, and then a snap from behind from the Dawu. For some reason the referee sought assistance from his assistant ref there. I thought that was fairly blatant. A free kick to South Hobart. Well, Morton's actually looked like he's taken a throw in. In fact, no foul given, so shows what I know.
Well, the Bulldog will throw it in there. Cartwright and Jack Turner there wrestling, and then I think Turner got pushed from behind by Wadawa, which then sent him into the back of Cartwright, who's feeling aggrieved, but his own teammate stitched him up there, Shane Cartwright.
Yeah, solid enough the river there. Yeah, nice domino effect.
Yeah, toppling down there. Another free kick chance here.
Only sarcastic goals for a card from the crowd around us here.
Wadawa just having a chat with the referee. Kobe Kemp standing over the ball, and eyes I think will go to Jack Turner here. He just seems to always be getting on the end of these ones. Hugh Ludford just getting in the back. They got 2-on-1 near post. They go that way, and Hamlet almost got a touch. They took it quickly, and they had men flying forward near post. Punted long. That was loose. Sklenage, no favours, and Kemp can retreat back to Adam Gorry as we tick towards half time, which has really crept up on us here, Funty, just a couple of minutes away.
Yeah, shows I haven't looked at that very recently. His whole burst down the sideline. He's got 3 in the box, but gets it straight to Vandermeer. Miscued clearance to start, but gets it out. Now the mountain. Now with Dawu, he's got Sklenage peeling off the back. Good touch from the striker. Beats one, ducks inside, tries to beat another. Very good covering challenge from Gorry. And again, cleared from Brown. Good touch from Hall. But going to be cleaned up from Captain Vandermeer. Back to Cole. We'll just look to settle it down a tad, Olympia. Not in a huge rush to thump this forward. And clearly just got four very strong attackers up front. And that's the direction Cole will go. Hits it to the shortest player in Wadawu, who goes to Ludford. Wadawu ends up winning it back in a more familiar position on the wing, and then gets the ball belted into him by Schmidt. Kind of says, what's all that about? That surely deserved free kick, and yeah, 1 minute to go in this half. That's flown by.
Yeah, well, it was all South Hobart early. Olympia have fought back and it's been pretty even last 20 minutes. A good tempo, the game's ebbed and flowed, and a real contest in prospect now as we tick into the final minute of the first half, and that's a really poor free kick. Butchered that one, and Walter will look to make him punish as he storms back the other way. Showed too much of it to Paul Stevens though, who works it to the People's Champion. He thumps it right down the guts. Kieran Brown says thank you very much, and I've really been impressed by his distribution with the throwing today, Brown. Just picking targets out on halfway at will. Real just Tom Brady type stuff from the young keeper. Enjoying his work.
Yeah, it's certainly been more Tom Brady than Eli Manning as we see that ball in the direction of Connor Schmidt, but no Olympia players in that area.
You dare putting down the two-time Super Bowl champion, Eli Manning, Paul Hunt. How many Super Bowls have your Eagles won recently? Would riposte to that.
Not too many, unfortunately.
As Adam Gorry gets on this one. Lays it back to Ludford. Here's Schmidt. The game perhaps just going to a little lull before the break. One last chance maybe for South Hobart. Lumped forward, taken down by Kemp. Again, to the irrepressible Adam Gorry, who's been all over them so far, and he chips this one in. Cole will collect because it just floated harmlessly over the top. And he'll get us going again as he launches it long towards Sklenage. Dueling with Ludford, just out-muscled him and then got clipped. But he apparently infringed in the build-up. There's going to be a free kick South Hobart's way, which delights the crowd, but I'm entirely sure was the right decision anyway.
Not entirely sure either, but South Hobart take it quickly. Touch from Hall. in that foot race with Samet and then barges him over. I think the foul's been given. Couldn't quite hear the whistle from up here. And eventually the referee gets the arm signal out.
Cleverly done from Samet. Didn't want that foot race to go any further and just said, oh, there's the contact, I can go down. And that is all she wrote for a thoroughly enjoyable first 45 minutes at Darcy Street. The game took a while perhaps to live up to its billing. Olympia took about 25 minutes before they decided to rock out, but when they did, they proved more than a match and got back on terms through Jakob Sklenage. South Hobart will probably be a little bit frustrated to have not put that second goal away in that period of dominance they had early on in the half. And as it is, 1-1 as we head into the sheds, and a real game on our hands, I think, Paul.
Absolutely. Certainly agree with Olympia taking 20 minutes to find their way here to Darcy Street Theatre of Dreams, but once they were here, they got that goal through Jakob Sklenage. Interesting to see what they do. It's not been a typical Kenny Western Olympia performance, a bit more aerial bombardment than they're used to, but it's certainly paying dividends, and I wouldn't be surprised if they kept it up in the second half. South Hobart, we just need to go over a bit of that shell shock, just play their natural game. They're still getting pace out wide, so it's still a good option for Morton. We'll see what he does in the halftime break, but a thoroughly enjoyable first half here at Darcy Street. And I think on that note, we'll have a break and see you soon. Get there, Hamlet. Gets in the back of Stevens. Now Gorry thumps it in.
Well done. He releases Alex Walter. Cuts inside as Morton in support, overlapping his whole crucial sliding challenge. That was had to be made.
Takes all of that room down the sideline. Take a touch. Look to whip it in. Samet commits and certainly clips him. And a foul.
Produces a free kick opportunity here. He's going to send in himself. Middle of the box and headed Jack Turner all on his legs. He says thank you, man.
Comes in sliding again. Managed play Darcy Hall. Got Turner inside, looks to turn and shoot, but a lot of the South Hobart crowd getting very
using his big frame to shield it. So Warriors sort of away from him. Walter inside corridors, a little nutmeg there. Very sharp stuff indeed from Walter.
Brown plays that long through ball. Hamlet manages to get under. He can chip the keeper here, but just over hits it. Fell nicely to the South Hobart Sklenage, who Schmidt manages to win that. Muscles out Cartwright. And just pumps it through the legs of the board.
Another broadcast that one to Hickey though. It was intercepted. Now Ben Hamlet turning. He's got Darcy Hall. He's too quick for Samet. Darcy Hall takes a touch and has over the post. Oh, it looked a certain goal there. All matter of problems. They're in behind again here with Gorry. Swings it in. Alex Walter hits it over the bar. Another Darcy Hall. He won't be by the time the ball reaches him though. He took it down with a beautiful first touch and then sold Gorry short with the pass. Go sweep it across. Cartwright wanted away from him. Now he feeds it through and Sklenage is in. Oh, Hugh Ludford was strong. Superb defending from the centre back. Darcy Hall. He's got Turner in space. Hamlet's still Turner in space and they get it to him, but he's offside.
See, Anime launch that one in. Ill and deflected off the shoulder from Jakob Sklenage.
Dangerously for a second, but it's the threat they've got, and having Lucas Hill in those advanced areas, and Schmidt just gets around Callan. Schmidt, Benjamin, hammer time, Hamlet, a little nutmeg, and a little shirt grab as well. Free kick in a good area. Very lively performance in the barbecue. It's smoked up a fair bit. Kobe Kemp swings it in near post. Cole blocks it. Goes for a corner a couple of times in another corner, and this one's almost headed a goal by Turner. Volley by Hamlet. Well shut down by Hickey, but Hamlet did well to work into Kemp. He try away. Hickey with a volley touch to try and play him with Darwood. Oh, defensive work rate, fantastic. He wasn't going to let Darwood away.
Surprised it was not Hickey. Here's Wadawu, heads back post, and Mountain gets up there. Clinard taps it in. It's a lovely free kick manoeuvre from Olympia Warriors, and despite having pretty much none of the ball for the first 24 minutes, they've equalised here at Darcy Street.
First chance
for the Holland does. Stevens comes across. This is a slide challenge. 2 in the box. Hamlet's up, but just overhit. And we're looking for Morton. Manages to keep it in, and that should be Jacob Coles to collect. Signalling for it.
We've got some space here on the right if Morton can thread it through for Darcy Hall. He hits it first time. It's just a lack of composure from Darcy Hall. Sends it back to the top of the box. Hill will stretch. Brown was wearing him tight, and then getting clipped was Lucas Hill there. And another chance.
Just getting to Stevens. Bad head up. Vandermeer's in the box.
Penalty.
Pushed in the back. Oh, for the penalty. Denied, and Kenny Weston is absolutely roped.
Ken Wadawu. Just something here. He swings in and palmed over the top by Brown. Wadawu trying to sneak it in.
Here's champion. Now turn up. Cartwright, now Hickey. Fouled up the ball clearly, and that's probably going to be a slide.
He's made another surging run down the right here, Adam Gorey. He sends it in dangerously away by Callan and Vandermeer. Turner winning the ball back. Bounces off there to Walter. And the Morthog is going to be brought back for a foul on Turner.
With the ball, he's got 5 to aim at the back. Ends up in that direction. Brown up. Ball's down the ground. Not wide, but a foul given. Eventually gets there. Clinage looking for the through ball. The Mountain storms forward. Got 4 to beat. Ends up in a South Hobart sandwich. Much of a
they look to switch the play to Turner. Lovely ball, but Turner's touch. So that's handball against Lucas Hill, who just blatantly punched the ball. Wasn't spotted though. Cross gets around Vandermeer. Just crept out of play though. Turner could fire off his shots.
Everyone lost that one in the sky, and Cartwright muscled out of it from Walter. Greco-Roman wrestling style there, and then a snap from behind from Wadawu.
Turner there wrestling, and then Turner got pushed from behind by Wadawu, which then sent him into the back of Cartwright, who's feeling green, but you don't take that. Always be getting on the end of these ones. New Ludford just getting in the back. They got 2-on-1 near post. They go that way, and Hamlet almost got a touch. They took it again to the irrepressible Adam Gorey, who's been all over them so far, and he chips this one in. Goal. The left is just floating harmlessly over. Launches it long towards Clinage. Fooling with Ludford, just now muscled it and then got clipped. But he apparently infringed in the build-up. There's going to be a free kick to South Hobart today. So welcome back to the Theatre of Dreams. 1-1 the score at the half. South Hobart and Olympia in this big round 15 clash. South Hobart exploding out of the blocks. Took a 1-0 lead. Could have been a couple of goals up. Such was their dominance. They were all over them. And then a rather innocuous free kick led to a chance for the Warriors. Hill headed it to Sklanage. It was 1-1. And in truth, the Warriors, perhaps unfortunate not to be ahead at half-time, were denied a pretty legitimate shout for a penalty, and it could well be the Warriors leading this game, despite really only having a couple of chances, and South Hobart having plenty of them early, but the last 20 minutes of the first half, a real arm wrestle, good end-to-end stuff, and really a very exciting second 45 minutes in story here, I think, Paul.
I certainly agree. I mean, South Hobart came out of the box pressing hard, great wing play. Very dynamic, especially from the front three, and Jack Turner and Nick Morton supporting, and then from out of nothing, a free kick from Wadawu Hill Sklanage, the attacking front three of Olympia. Goal turned around. I think the key difference was Olympia just trying to get the ball out of defence a bit quicker. Usually they're the kind of team that like passing it out of the back through the wing backs. Kenny Weston knows that philosophy very well, but just realised that maybe territory is a bit more important here, just to avoid that South Hobart press. And with the likes of Hill and Sklanage up front, why not indeed? And I'm not really sure how this half's going to go. We thought South Hobart had run away with it to start with, but that's certainly not been the case. And look, a big 45 minutes for both teams as the referee checks the watch, blows the whistle, and false start again. Hamlet very keen, and then Sklanage eventually plays it back to Stevens, and we are underway. Bit of a miss-hit ball. Turner goes over his head. Hickey puts it very high, tries to retrieve his own ball. Now the Biz is the furthest forward for Olympia. Callan eventually gets it, and I think he's skewed that off the side of his foot as that's gone backwards and about 60 yards to the left.
Yeah, I don't think that's quite where he's intending it. But Adam Gorry to take the throw in for South Hobart here. He goes in the direction of hammer time, volleyed it back over his head, and now the Warriors can take back over.
And we will see a throw-in taken long. Gorry easily heads that one clear. Not too difficult from South Hobart's favourite rang up. Goes in that direction again, and Gorry clears it again. Getting territory here are Olympia. It's almost like rugby, kicking for touch. And now looking central. Nice flick from Sklanage. Trying to beat Ludford. Now Cartwright, but Ludford steals it off his foot. Should look short. Hits Hamlet. Hickey bursting in. Cartwright wins it back. They're going to try and switch it here. Good pressure from Turner. Forces a quick clearance from Vandermeer. And again, a good start from Olympia. We've certainly got a game plan here today. And it'll be very interesting to see how they go in this half as Gorry looks for the throw. He hasn't got too many options short. Eventually finds Turner. Nice chip ball and 1-2, but slightly overhit with Dawu tucking in. Beach from that right midfield position still, almost trying to get Turner. Now out wide to Hall. He's got a 1v1, no covering defender. He'll go down the line. He's got time to cross. And very well cleared from Stevens. Vandermeer was across to block him. And Gorry will take the throw. Nice start from both sides here, Colin.
Yeah, Darcy Hall running at Sammett's a matchup South Hobart would like to exploit a little here. Hall's got him behind him a number of times in this game. He's looking absolute dynamite down there, and they'll be trying to use him a bit in this second half, I'd have thought. Turner forced to retreat back to Schmidt. Now Ludford. Ludford looks up and sends it across to his partner in the middle of the defence, Dogger Brown, into the channel towards Hammer Time Hamlet. Vandermeer steered that away, punted forward by Ludford, and it's just end-to-end whacking away at the moment, more like tennis than football for the time being. Kieran Brown picks it up. There's plenty of time. Across he goes to Brown, and South Hobart, it'll be interesting to see the approach here. They play their best football when they force the issue and really look to attack, but with the game as it is, and Olympia perhaps needing to win even more, they might just wait and see if the Warriors come at them, and then they can find some room in behind. Sklanage was surely manhandled there by Adam Gorry, who was going at the shirt, and they draw the free kick there.
Nice bit of instructions there from Weston as well, while Sklanage was bundled over. Good coaching there, as we'll see the ball no doubt go to the back post. Vandermeer's surely got to trot over and take this one, which he does. Telling Samet to get back in the box. And Vandermeer, two-step run up, goes back post, keeper's underneath it, and claims well, does young Brown, and again throws it out to the wings. It's a feature of the first half. Gorry got two ahead. Vandermeer's tracking that back, and Cole will come out of his box and just let that roll out for a goal kick. You can certainly see Olympia trying to get that into the back post again. And may see a change from Olympia soon. McCarthy eagerly marching up to Weston.
Yeah, looks like James McCarthy might be brought in. Fellini also warming up. This one's sent into the middle of the park. Turner beats Cartwright in the air. Falls to the business and deflects off of Samet, and a throw in South Hobart's way. To be taken by Gorry. He goes in the direction of Hammer Time Hamlet. Somehow got around Cartwright, now chinks into space. Cross covering with a ferocious and important challenge was Wadawu. Had to make it. Almost turned over there at the back. Morton trying to win it. Now Adam Gorry. A little bit sloppy, and the Biz took it away from him. Turning into trouble. Play allowed to continue, but now it's going to be brought back, and Gorry will get the free kick.
How good was that challenge from Wadawu, just coming along the blind side of Hammer Time Hamlet.
Hamlet.
Did not know he was coming.
Somehow
Lovely
got
jink
around
inside.
Cartwright,
Not
now
even
jinks in
picture there and
his
then
face.
bang!
Covering.
Clears it out of the way.
Ferocious and important.
Very good crunching challenge, but South Hobart now with a free kick opportunity. We see a substitution made. Oscar Thomas coming on for Brown. We saw that same sub. Oh, Ludford, my apologies. We saw a sub at a similar time last week due to injury, and Ludford's gone straight into the sheds, so you can only assume that's an injury for the centre-back.
Well, last week it was Brown at around about this exact time, so Thomas just coming in for the second halves of the games here. Don't think he put a foot wrong in the second 45 last week, so handy replacement as Kemp sends this one to the top of the box, and thumping header direct to goal with Vandermeer. Gets across and puts it behind for a corner. And made good contact with that one. As Adam Gorry will look to send this one in. Walton offering short initially, but now he's going to trot in there to the near post. That's where Gorry heads, and Thomas almost making an impact. It was fall out the back for Vandermeer, and he lets it roll behind for the goal kick.
Yeah, it's almost like Walter and the new man Thomas actually got in each other's way, both going for the same ball. As we see the predicted change we were talking about before, McCarthy coming on. Cartwright only just back from injury, so not a surprise, also on a slice of cheese, so a good sub there from Weston. Like for like change, no doubt. It's a good 50-minute stint from the Chrome Dome. And James McCarthy coming on in the flash orange boots. That'll make him nice and easy to spot from here in the commentary box.
Yeah, very loud wheels there from McCarthy. Long they go, headed onwards. Volleyed away. The Biz trying to track it down, but no room here on the near side. Here's Darcy Hall. Altman comes in to help out Samet, and together they conspire to win the throw-in. Samet. McCarthy doesn't want it, tells him to go down the line. That he does. Brown steers it forwards. Hamlet uses his body cleverly, and then a high boot up on him. Vandermeer came through the back and allowed to continue. Lucas Hill worked it tidily to McCarthy with the left, looks to release Glenage. Brown had a fistful of shirt. Glenage now stands up and swings it to the back post for the mountain. In towards Wadawu. Couldn't quite get there, and then he goes in on the keeper, which draws some remonstrations from the South Hobart players, and will also draw a slice of cheese from the referee, I suspect.
That's a great ball across, and Wadawu, look, momentum, he's going for the ball. I don't think there's any malice in that. Certainly collided with the keeper. And
wouldn't mind another look at that one if we could, Ash, just to get to the bottom of what's transpired there. Brown still staying down, and Wadawu into the book. So we have a look here. Hill almost picking him out. He's lunging. He can get there. And just the flailing arm into the side, I think.
Yeah, I didn't see that right arm of Wadawu there. I thought it was just sort of head into kind of the abdominal region. And yeah, on replay, it's probably no wonder Brown stayed down for a bit longer.
Yeah, he's got a drink at the moment. Hope he's all right. Oscar Thomas rather blocking the view a little bit of that one. But he certainly didn't like what he saw. And, was furious with the treatment his young keeper has received. And as centre-back, you want to be protecting your goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's good to see the teammates coming in and just saying none of that, not on one of our players. And let's hope that Brown can recover from this. Certainly getting all the correct medical checks, as it was contact with the head, so I personally would rather them take their time and make sure he's okay. And you can see the keepers, substitute keeper warming up down below. Who is there?
The big monkey, I reckon. I actually looked at the backup keeper on the team sheet.
I think the big monk's warming him
James
him up.
Wilson, of course, he's
Wilson,
back.
Yeah.
He's returned from injury stuff. Pretty handy deputy.
I know. I
I
was thinking that the youngster is warming him up. So
had I actually looked at the picture the viewers were saying, they probably would have thought, fair chance it's not the monkey.
Yes.
He's definitely not dressed to play. But such is the pitfalls of blogging whilst commentating, Paul Hunt.
I know, you're a great multitasker. So
James Wilson will be the man to come on for a rather dazed Brown. pointing into his day.
As slowly walks off goes Kieran Brown. He's had a really good game so far, and quite unfortunate he's had to come off to injury. Wilson will come on straight down to the shed. Straight down to the sheds goes Brown. Well, hope for a speedy recovery for the young goalkeeper. And James Wilson coming in, and a lot of support from his teammates, which is good. His first touch will probably be the free kick. We get the confirmation of Wadawu getting his cheddar for that. I didn't quite see it go in the air.
Yeah,
he got it. Yep. And played out to Brown. Now to Thomas, the other sub. So 2 injury and 4 subs for South Hobart. That leaves their options a little short for their attackers. Going into it now, Gorry. And doesn't want to borrow that, does Brown, and gets it out of there. Good hold-up play from Hall. Now Morton. Now Kemp. Haven't seen much of Kobe Kemp so far this half. As McCarthy battles in there, he gets the ball back. There's Kemp, but Hall can't quite chase that one down. It's going to take a minute or two, I think, for the players to warm back up. Get into the rhythm of the game again. And McCarthy gets a touch on it. Dawu not afraid to get in there. Hickey gets put on the deck. And McCarthy just says, I think the netball caught it like a touch.
When in doubt, McCarthy there, whacking that one away. Making sure of the clearance.
And we'll see Connor Schmidt throw that one back to Oscar Thomas. Certainly a bit more of a ball-playing defender than Ludford is, so that'll be a nice option for South Hobart as Morton drops deep to pick it up. Got the mountain for company, opposite long, but Jacob Cole will come and clean that one all day.
Easy stuff there for the Warriors keeper. No real clear chances early in this half yet. Both teams just taking a few minutes to settle. And a goal either way would yet settle it. Hamlet has been prominent, looked to turn Stevens, but Van der May read it well, jumped the play, got in, still going now. A beautiful through ball to release the business. Ortman, Mark Ortman takes the touch. They take the lead. Mark the business, Ortman.
He's done the business this time, as young Mark Ortman got himself in an acre of space. Lovely run from the Olympia centre-back, charging forward, beating 4 players. Bisman just has to take a touch. Slots it coolly into the corner. 2-1 Warriors, and as soon as the Biz Ortman hit that, Kenny Weston was pumped about that. That's a beautiful run from the ex-South Melbourne player Van der May. Gets Morton in. Wilson spreads himself wide. But the Biz finds that one in the corner. Game on Warriors.
Great composure from the business there. The youngster got in one-on-one. He took a touch. He saw where the keeper was and he picked out the bottom corner, but so much of that goal has to go to Jake Van der May. Just took it from defence, stormed through the middle, broke the lines, and that allowed him to thread it through. Brilliant work from Van der May. He's been back into centre half today, and I do think that's where he plays his best football.
Yeah, we have seen him sort of shifted out to wing back the last few weeks, and look, he's probably an out-and-out centre-back. He's just doing a job out there, and look, I don't often see him get those forward runs, but when he does, it was very effective as we see the ball headed into the box. Up again goes Thomas, falls to the back post, but hammer time. Don't quite get there. It goes over his head and out for a goal kick. And just shows what it means to the Olympia players and bench. They were absolutely off their seat after that goal. As we have another look, all the players got drawn to Van der May, leaving the Biz wide open. And just slots it in that far corner. And it's all run a bit quiet here in the South Hobart grandstand. Olympia's fans certainly loving that one as we see Cole take the goal kick. Turner's underneath that one. Now Van der May playing a bit of head tennis here with Jack Turner. Just kind of playing it to each other. And eventually Darcy Hall ends up with it. Now Gorry. Plays it to Morton. Tries to go the 1-2. McCarthy covers that. And Van der May clears it. And as far as Brown. And now Connor Schmidt. Got Plenty of time out here. Now finds Walter. Looks for the centering ball, but Vandermeer standing strong, clearing that one. Now back out wide to Gorry. He's got a bit of space here. Looks a nice ball to the near post. The Relentless ball from Adam Gorry and an immediate reply from South Hobart. Hammer time, Hamlet just sneaking in.
Oh, it's lovely strikers work this. Gorry has been outstanding today with a brilliant ball, but how's the volley from Hamlet? How's he got his body in the right spot to do that? Sublime technique, and what a response from the hosts.
It's a perfect height on that cross. He didn't have to put any extra power on it. Just had to try and get his body in the position to guide it. Does it perfectly. Jakob Cole, no chance of getting that one. I was just thinking before as South Hobart had the ball back. We've seen them fight back here before a few weeks ago against the Zebras. So we know they can do it, and it is 2-all. We've got our wish of a high-scoring game to start with. And as we've pointed out, could be another draw as well. I can't think of another weekend we've had 4 draws in the NPL TAS. So, luckily we've avoided the record of the lowest scoring round as Stevens humps that one clear. The Biz collects the second ball now with Dawu. Goes to the clever chip through ball, but Wilson comes out to claim, and his throwing skills are just as good as Kieran Brown's. Finds Hall, finds the overlapping Gorry, and well put out from Samet. Very good tempo and very good passion from the crowd in this game. And I think the last half hour is going to be an absolute cracker as we see McCarthy steal it off the head of Ham. Missed from Kemp. Now in the air. Just getting a little scrappy in the middle of the park. Morton ends up with it. Now finds Gorry. A big sliding challenge there from Samet. Manages to get the ball. Came off a huge run up.
Yeah, good one in the end. Shut down Adam Gorry. Set up the equalizer. Morton lets that one run through his legs, which lets in Samet. Sprawl into the deck is Hall. Samet did well, the youngster. Clearance not so good, but McCarthy slid in and saw it away. Dogger Brown dispossessed well by Lucas Hill. He then gets dragged down, wants to take it quickly.
Wants to take it very quickly, but I don't think he'll be having a bar of that one.
And leave it behind and be the target for the free kick instead. So the second half, after the first kind of 10 minutes or so, was just going through the motions, has really sprung to life here. The pair of goals, a 2-2 ball game. A fantastic contest developing here. Gorry with a rare error, just took his eye off the ball. And
a rare error from Vandermeer with that free kick as well.
Just a sloppy passage of play, I think the best way of describing that is Samet. The Biz wanted it short, instead he goes to Hickey, who stands it up in the Lucas Hill direction. Put Wilson under pressure, but the keeper did really well. Showed a safe pair of hands, and the quick release is good. South Hobart looking to counter. Schmidt storming forwards. Walter taking his time, eventually lofts it down the line for Schmidt. Set him a task. Callan across and just sees that one out of play. He throws for a presenting Wadawu. Flicked on for Sklenage, who want to turn Oscar Thomas. Did well, worked it to Wadawu. Wadawu back to Sklenage. Sklenage looking for the Biz, just slightly overhit. It was a promising build up, but stopped temporarily. Wadawu didn't make the sliding challenge. Morton takes it away. Looks one way, then the other, then sends it in the Hamlet direction as he sprung hammer time here. Driving into the box. Hamlet cutting back to absolutely no one. James McCarthy all on his lonesome there.
Well, he did cut it back to someone, just happened to be a member of the opposition. He's certainly got the pace to get in behind. Does hammer time Hamlet. He's certainly trying to run through the channels. He just needs to get the support once he's in the byline. And tell you what, it's very hard to predict who's going to come out on top in this game, as we see throw-in taken in the direction of McCarthy, beaten out, but the People's Champion Hickey picks it up. And now Samet has got a lot of space down here, nearly runs it out. And eventually gives the ball away. Good pressure from Hall. Got Vandermeer to beat. Morton inside. And that's a slide challenge against Hall for a penalty. Waved away from the referee. Whipped back in, back post headed, and Cole nearly actually was right at his head and nearly missed it with the sun.
Jack Turner, of course, somehow at the end of another header in the 6-yard box.
Yeah,
of course.
Fairly predictable. And there he is, tracking back on Wadawu, but Wadawu wins it. Hickey got a player behind him. Nearly was there this time. Tries to find Sklanage. Now Wadawu sliding in. He's up for this one. Advantage paid after the afters with Schmidt. Now hammer time. Now Stevens. We finally get the ball out of play.
Have a look at that penalty.
Again.
Penalty shout. I'll get that one for you shortly. It was a key moment as we have a look. Darcy all drives in to the Morton. Hickey clumsily, we've blocked off there. I don't know if he's got the ball. He's certainly got the man, but from that angle, impossible to tell if he actually got the ball.
It's so touchy slide tackling from behind in the box. Just even if you do get the ball, there's obviously the option going in from behind. So yeah, it's a tough call, that one.
Lucky, but having said that, Olympia were denied a pretty blatant penalty in the first half. So perhaps the square up there is Darcy Hall. Surrounded by Warriors, driving it wide. He's been fantastic today, Hall. That's a really good cross. Hamlet chests it down. The goal gaping, and the Morthog steers it into the crossbar. Surely should have put his team ahead. Somehow the Warriors survived. Nick Morton, who had the most spectacular miss of 2016, has missed a pretty good one there.
Yeah, that's unfortunately going in the miss of the season compilation. He's 5 yards out and just fires it into the crossbar as we go back to live pitches. Mountain gets up, now Turner. Certainly all been South Hobart's end the last 5 minutes as Dawu gets it and eventually goes out for a goal kick and right onto the neighbour's roof. I don't think we'll be seeing that one back for a while. As we have a look again, wonderful ball played in. Comes off the thigh of Hamlet and then Morton just fires it into the crossbar. Been in great goal-scoring touch lately, and in his form, you'd probably expect him to put that one in. And we see Cole now firing it in. Free kick given to South Hobart. We'll assume that is for some shirt pulling whilst the ball was in the air. We've got Gorry over the free kick, probably going to play this out wide, and does. May even, yeah, Walter just keeps it in. Got Kemp inside, she goes back post. Hammer time, Hamlet and Morton are there, and eventually between the two Olympia defenders, it's cleaned up. We'll see what Jakob Cole does with the goal kick. Launches that one high in the Sklanage direction. Concedes the free kick, a little bit of shepherding. Not a huge amount in that, given some of the other calls not made. See Walter on V1. He's got Schmidt on the overlap, ends up getting there. Good covering defence from Callan though, effectively covering 2 players on his own. As we'll see the throw-in taken again. Hammer time Hamlet, very heavy touch off the thigh. Goes out for a goal kick. So unfortunately Cole won't be able to play on quickly from that one.
Well, the punters have certainly got their money's worth here today, Paul. It's been a fantastic afternoon of football. Sun-soaked Darcy Street. It was a big game, a big billing, and it's lived up to it so far. Will there be a final twist here in the last 20 minutes? Can either team claim all 3 points? South Hobart looking to go 4 points clear on top. The Warriors looking to cut the gap to 4 points. But either way, if they were to drop this one, you'd say title race over for the Warriors. They definitely need another goal, perhaps more so than South, but they'll be very hungry for the win to capitalise on the slip-up from the strikers yesterday, and a free kick going their way here. Turner took it quickly to Walter. Walter looking to run here, and he's got him behind. He's waltzed into the box, laid back for Brown, off balance, tried to volley, missed the ball. Wadawu, Sklanage taking it down, worked it to Lucas Hill. Hill somehow kept going, left it behind twice, and then gives it back to Hickey. And classy stuff there from Hickey in the middle, and then puts it out in front of McCarthy. Walter back to help out defensively. McCarthy again. This is Wadawu. Patient build up and then squandered a little from Wadawu. Just opted for the early release forwards. No one there.
sort of pass it to where Wadawa himself probably should have been, as we see South Hobart now try and switch the play. Darcy, Hall and Gorry out on this right-hand side. Gorry hugging the touchline. Got time to run inside, does Hall. Now he's got 2 for company, and between Vandermeer and Hickey, they put the ball out for a corner kick. Good attacking play from Hall. And we'll see another corner kick for South Hobart. Taken short and is fired into the backside of Vandermeer, who's now going to burst forward as Clenage and Hill have it. Unfortunately, hits straight to Gorry. Challenge eventually just hacked away from Shay Hickey, but the foul is given on Samet just to relieve the pressure. 70 minutes gone in this match, 2-all. Both teams have a sub off their sleeve. Olympia with 2, so maybe just some fresh legs needed to try and prove that crucial difference.
Yeah, let's see Bellini perhaps introduced as Hill goes up, beaten this time by Doggo Brown though. Spills the way of Gorry, who unfortunately slipped over as he went to clear it, so got no purchase on it. The business defers the throwing duties to Joel Salmon, back in the team today. And he crosses in the Lucas Hill direction. He's up against Oscar Thomas, who read it beautifully. Hill just waited on it and let the youngster in. Now hammer time, Hamlet still working hard both ways. Back to Connor Schmidt. Thomas. Again Schmidt, patient build up. And eventually they'll knock it long. McCarthy got there and broke that up ahead of his opposite number, Jack Turner.
Mountain probably forgetting that Oscar Thomas has got the second longest set of legs in the league, I think. Just waiting on it a bit too much.
Really love to see him and Huxley tangling up together. Imagine them playing Twister.
Get the measuring tape out on the 2 of them.
I reckon if those 2 were on the Twister mat, it would be pure chaos, Fonzie. As Dogger Brown works this one across to the Morthog. He looks up, Hamlet making a run, goes in that direction. Headed away by Stevens. Walter waiting at the fall of it, nods it back towards Hamlet. Steered away by Stevens, a crucial little touch there. Just to keep it away, but it goes to the Morthog now. Hamlet, still Hamlet on his left, blocked again by Stevens. He's having a great game in the middle of the defence. The danger's still not gone. Schmidt, sliding block there from McCarthy. Body on the line, he's come off second best. I think the studs went straight to his back.
Straight into the back. That's going to sting, that one.
That's commitment to the team there. He knew he just had to fling himself in the way of this James McCarthy. There were sliding last-ditch challenges everywhere. Stevens with another one there. And somehow they keep them at bay. This time, Schmidt looking to drive. And lovely work from McCarthy, but pays the price.
Just the afterwards. And the studs right in the back. That will certainly leave a mark that he'll feel tomorrow. May even struggle to sleep if it's on the back. As both sides taking the opportunity for a quick drink. And as McCarthy gets looked at, as we see Bellini and a few of the subs from Olympia making their presence known. I reckon there's going to be, as we have a look again at this turn from Shay Hickey. He's sold 1, 2, 3 South Hobart players there. That's why he's a former Tasmanian Player of the Year.
Now, if our usual co-commentator Jake Morgan were here, he probably would have mentioned this 7 or 8 times already this half, but Alex Lazinski has been warming up.
Yeah, we've neglected to mention for the last 74 minutes that Albie is on the bench, and there actually hasn't been too many calls from the crowd for that either, so we'll see what happens here as Clenage.
I think he might be set to be introduced, just looking at the body language down there, and after 3 goals in the first half of the Challenge League game, in good goal-scoring touch today.
Very good, and, you know, on all accounts, did not have to do too much extra running out there. Got pulled off at half-time. In fact, I think South Hobart, I know it's interchange in that competition, but they made about 5 subs at half-time. I think a few players off in readiness for this game as we see a free kick taken from McCarthy, goes near post, pulls for handball, given as a free kick.
Inside the box,
That's going to be interesting.
2 big goals.
That's, well, he's...
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, his right foot's on the line, and then the hands by the side, so it's...
Oh, his body's just in front. Oh,
yeah.
That's the right call from the referee.
It'll be interesting to see the placement of this one.
And wow.
He was right there on the spot.
What a position.
Morton trying to show Wadawu there that it's hit him in the upper part of his arm. I'm still fairly certain that's still called handball.
Yeah, it's a distinct motion as he moves towards it, isn't it there? So I think the right call and a chance now. Will it be Hickey or will it be McCarthy? 2-all. The Warriors have to win this game to keep their title hopes alive. Big moment in the ball game. McCarthy steps up and runs it right into the wall. Balls to Hickey. Jinx round 1. Sliding challenge from Morton was good. And now South Hobart have a chance back the other way. Darcy Hall down the line for Turner. Let it run. Callan should be able to scramble back. Challenge from Morton keeps the ball alive. Still working hard, Morton. His body on the line, flying into challenges all over the pitch.
I was under the impression that you're kind of jumping into a sliding challenge. That's almost an automatic free kick. I mean, he's lucky you got a lot of the ball there, Morton.
I think if he gets the ball, I'm all right with it.
As Olympia now all the way down as far back as you can get, and Vandermeer just wants to get it out of there. Stoppage. It's an interesting clearance, and the keeper's picked that one up. Not something that probably would have been called in the Rangers clearance game last night.
Yeah, very similar one, wasn't it? So this one's thumped right into the hey diddle diddle, into the bullseye. Bounced off Turner. Hill fighting with him. 2 tough customers there. Hill won it away, but only as far as Connor Schmidt. Schmidt. Back to Hamlet. Now Walter, who's been dropping fairly deep in this half. Cross to Dogger Brown. He sends it in the direction there of Darcy Hall. What a game he's had. He cuts inside, lays it back for Turner in a pocket of space. Worked it back to Hall. The Warriors' defence solid though. Samet forward to Wadawu. Now Lucas Hill. Couldn't get round Oscar Thomas. Knew what he wanted to do. Brown across in ahead of Splanage. And Gorey whacks it down the line for Morton to give chase up against Samet. Morton got there before he had the keeper. Trying to take it round Samet, knowing he'd have an empty net if he did. And the young Warriors defender whacked it away from him.
Tell you what, there's great defence all around there from both sides as we see Gorey now with the ball. Now Hall looks into the middle. Good header on target. Great save from Jakob Cole. He had the opportunity there. I think that was Jack Turner, no doubt, bobbing up on that one. No, my mistake. It's Nick Morton. It's good purchase on it. Going in the corner and a great save from Cole. Just getting there in time. South Hobart certainly had a good part of the display as the one, the only. Ben Turner's off. And as you could probably tell from the roar of the crowd, it's big Alex Lozinski coming on. An absolute crowd favourite here at South Hobart, and as well as that, a proven goal-scoring machine. So it'll be interesting to see if he makes the difference here this afternoon. As Gorey signals a free kick at the back post. Lozinski manages to keep it in. Turner right into the arms of Cole, showing great reflexes. It was hit straight at him, but
he's just a magnet in the box, Jack Turner again. The 6-yard box on his noggin, nodded it straight at the keeper. Didn't know too much about it, but almost a match winner. And every goal, every chance at this point has the potential to be a match-winning moment. South Hobart knocking on the door there for the last couple of minutes. The Warriors pull through and survive. Can they get them back the other way now?
I'm convinced he's got a magnet hidden in that top knot. I'm convinced that's why he's got it.
It is freakish.
He's got some GPS beacon.
Just always on the end of them.
So you see McCarthy at halfway. Hill and Vandermeer standing at the back post. And it's probably just going to hold up a tad. And a good running leap there from Dogger Brown. Foot race down this side. Very good challenge there from the Biz. And will eventually push Darcy Hall out. A referee calling for a sub, but not obeyed from the referee. Now offside. Assistant referee in the thick of action down there. And substitute, I believe, will be Thomas Bellini coming on. Yeah, given permission, and Interesting to see who comes off. It's going to be Joel Samet. A good game down this left flank. He's Darcy Hall to try and contend with all game. And he's done a bad job, but
that's an attacking move, isn't it?
It is a very attacking move. Clearly going for broke here.
3 at the back, perhaps, with Callan, Stevens and Vandermeer centre-backs. So they know they need the win. And there is the clear signal from Kenny Weston and some shirt grabbing against the Mountain. Not terribly pleased with that decision, Big Lucas Hill.
No, also a clear decision that the sun's gone down.
Yeah, it's a little bit brisk all of a sudden, isn't it? It's dropped by about 15 degrees in 2 minutes as Dogger Brown punches this one in the Lazinski direction. He wins the header on. Walter smashed away by Vandermeer, but Thomas will eat that one up. Into the middle for Shea Hickey. Works it to the postman. He sends it for Hill and he's got Bellini, but he turned the opposite direction. Buffeted it off of Kemp. McCarthy back to Vandermeer. Bellini wants it. He's in a pocket of space. Again, they go the opposite direction though, and McCarthy will just whack it long instead and tell Sklanage to give chase. Oscar Thomas did really well there. Won it away and kept it in. Again, he's come off the bench and been near flawless, Oscar Thomas. Very impressive young defender. Yeah,
I've never... 2 games in a row coming off the bench and looking like you're just slotting in there as if you've been there playing there all year. Very good from Oscar Thomas as Turner and the Mountain battle for it. Going to be killed back. Not entirely sure what for. That's a foul throw. Yep. It might have been a foot one according to the linesman's positioning.
Yeah, old foot fault.
Yeah, rarely called.
Well, given they just routinely steal 15 yards down the pitch, does the 1 centimetre onto the line not really impact things that much? I'm not convinced it does. As Schmidt goes down, blocked off by Callan rather.
It's not like it's a Rory Delap throw where it may actually make a difference.
Lazinski turns and it's a raking crossfield ball. Sets Gorey a task. Surging after it is Darcy Street's favourite ranger. He wins a throw in. Such was his endeavour.
Yeah, very, very good pace shown from Gorey just to get there. Perfect touch from Lazinski as well. Chest, thigh, first time raking ball. We'll see what Gorey can do from this. Is it short to Hall? Now looks to get in the box and McCarthy just chests that one and launches it forward. Notice from South Hobart, they're almost playing one of the centre backs. There's a sweeper just for that ball to come out. I've seen Brown do it plenty of times and Thomas on that occasion doing it. Plays it out wide to Schmidt. Back to Thomas. Pressure from Hill, but nicely done from Kobe Kemp. He'll now look to get it forward in the Lazinski direction. Unintentional flick on there. Falls to Walter. He's got Stevens for company. Jinx tries to beat him, chips it in. Honestly, Hall's had the opportunity to volley that one in, and I think that's shin pad first, and up for a goal kick.
Oh, sumptuous from Alex Walter, though. Held the ball up intelligently, and then silver service right there. Just picked his spot, put it on a dime for Darcy Hall, and just couldn't make the clean contact. 6.5 to play. There'll be a bit of added time, you'd have thought, after the injury to Brown. So probably a bit over 10 minutes for either side to find a winning goal here. The Warriors definitely need it. South Hobart would like it to extend their lead, but more crucial for the Warriors. Just don't see how they're going to make up the ground if they can't claw back the points themselves. Long ball for Sklanage. He'll track this one down. Needs some support. It comes in the form of the Biz, but he's just holding off the attentions of Gorey for the time being. Then goes through the middle and he's told to get up. Rolled in. Dick Morton now back the other way. He's got the better of Bellini. He's sauntering forward here. Bellini. Got a foot in, did well.
I was still in shock at how that wasn't a foul on Jacob Sklanage. He's got rugby tackled to the ground there. We'll see South Hobart burst forward. Gorey can't quite get a hold of it. He's showing the urgency that's probably required here to get the game underway quickly. Throws it to McCarthy. Goes to Hill. Now with Darwoo. It's Turner for company and turns it over. Now Walter. Nice 1-2 with Schmidt. He's got Stevens for company. Kind of scuffs that one, and Cole just gets it in front of Lazinski. And rolls it out to the People's Champion. Now Hill turns inside, gets muscled out of it from Hall. Wins it back expertly, does Lucas Hill. And then Adam Gorey covering across and does very well. Goes the ball straight to Hickey. Now to Hill, who gets surely collided into after the header.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah. Fortunately, the very, very one-eyed fans around us don't necessarily agree with that one, but I'd give that a foul any day of the week.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're in a position where they're going to rationally analyse every 50. Although, yeah, look, it's a little soft. I think Hill's already leaning forwards as the contact comes, but enough there. And a free kick again in a good position.
And you were implying we're in a position to rationally analyse it.
Oh, we've got 2 eyes as opposed to those around us, I'd have thought, Paul.
Well, I've got 4, so rather, I'm winning.
Rather partisan crowd, it has to be said. Certainly up this end around us. But it's Shea Hickey standing over at this time after McCarthy drilled it into the wall. He's gone, I'll take care of this one this time. Will it be the shot or a little dink into the box? It is the latter. And it's going to elude everyone, headed away by Brown. Perhaps could have let it go, but I suppose didn't know what was behind him. Bellini. There's 3 South Hobart shirts shutting him off, and Walter was one of them. And he's off to the races. He's torn through the middle of Darcy Street. Beats 1, beats 2. Can he beat the business as well? He couldn't quite. He got across the cover. He will win a corner though. So well done, Walter. Took it away and gets it right up the other end of the park. And a slice of cheese for McCarthy.
Yeah, lovely, lovely play from Alex Walter. Just showing that pace, but full credit to the Biz. Done very well to get that behind, and I think it was McCarthy.
McCarthy into the book, just holding him back there as he looked to burst forwards. I think it's Gorey.
Probably a smart foul to give, but Gorey won't quite take it yet. Referee having a chat. Probably to Thomas, and I think that's Hill marking Thomas. Probably the most obvious place. Take 2 from Gorey. Goes back post. Turner nearly there, and Cole gets a foot. Kept in play rather miraculously from the sideline, and then Gorey hits it well up in the air. Cole comes out to collect and actually takes it off the neck of the South Hobart player. Looks to launch it long in the mountain direction. Oh, just misplaces his touch. There was 5 Olympia players streaming forward. End-to-end stuff here at Darcy Street. Gorey's quite going to get that one. Very good goalkeeping there from Jakob Cole.
88th minute, he's still running every bit as hard as he was in the first, Adam Gorey. I'd be giving him my 3 votes today. I think he's been absolutely outstanding down this right-hand side as Lazinski turns into a few Warrior shirts. Gorey down the line for Morton, who crept offside. So nothing doing. Cole knows they need to move it quickly as we tick towards the end of the 90. The live ladder will be South Hobart 2 points clear, so exactly where the round started. Perhaps not the manner we would have expected, but we're looking like we're going to have 4 draws in 4 games, which is a very rare feature of the NPL. It's certainly never been done that I know of. As Walter into the back, I thought, with Callan. He's got
given, I think.
He's won the ball himself, so
given a throw in, I think. We see Connor Schmidt. And he's got Walter short and Lazinski long. In the Lazinski direction. Nice touch to turn up. Morton trying to get round the back. Manages to keep it in. Cole cuts that one out. With Darcy Hall lurking. Looks up and doesn't have too many options. So he'll use all 7 seconds and then launch it forward in direction of Sklanage. And now Hill. Dogger Brown clears that one. McCarthy goes for it, slightly overhits that pass to Bellini. The ball comes back to Nick Morton. He's got 3 for company. And I think between them all the Biz gets there, but only as far as Hall. Can't dive in, goes near post. Good strong save there from Jakob Cole. Stood up well, waited for Hall to pick his spot, and so that for a corner into the 90th minute. I can imagine there'll be a fair bit of stoppage time 6 subs. We've had the keeper down. We've had another injury as well. So I'd say about 4 or 5 minutes for South Hobart. Let's see what they can do. It's Gorry to the back post and cleared away. Falls out to Darcy Hall. Got Kemp, but goes out wide to Gorry. He stays onside. Whips near post again. Lazinski over the bar. With one head on the South Hobart player you'd want it to fall on. And it's that man, Albie. And after 3 in the reserves, he's in good touch and just couldn't quite get underneath it, unfortunately.
They've had the chances to win at South Hobart. They've had a couple of almost moments, and that crossbar from Morton really springs to mind, but they've been the ones, Olympia, since getting that second, haven't really looked like scoring, to be honest. It's been fairly end-to-end, but one team's carried much more of a threat, and that's been South Hobart, as Cole wins the battle with Nick Morton, making the usual nuisance of himself there, and quickly released to Hickey. Time becoming an enemy of Olympia now. Wadawu, have they got the legs to get forwards here? They've been held up. Now it's again just whacked forwards, and we've seen a lot of that from the Warriors today. Darcy Hall has been absolutely superb. Skipping around defenders here before McCarthy wins it away. Ortman looks up, doesn't see much on offer. Bit of a scorpion through ball from Shane Hickey there.
So that's why he's the People's Champion. Bloody hell. I have no idea how Oscar Thomas has done that. The bobbling ball from halfway. It was Oscar Thomas with the goal, completely out of nothing. Oh gosh, I don't know how he's done that. Shades of Danny Cohen's goal of the month from last month, 93rd minute. As we see back to live pictures. Now, let's see if South Hobart can hold on.
I'd love another look at that one. That is some way to win a ball game.
I hope I've never seen a football match won in that fashion. A deflected shot clearance, chipping the goalkeeper from halfway. And I don't think the South Hobart fan predicted that, but they were certainly loving that goal. As Ngori in no rush at all to take this. He'll try to get it to Lazinski, who's probably fouled Malini there.
Get another look at that one. I'd love that, Ash, because that is a phenomenal way to win a football game. Meanwhile, Olympia, their season very much on the ropes, if not gone now. You think they needed the 3 points today, and it looks like they're not going to get any. Met by a raucous applause from the Darcy Street faithful. They've been knocking on the door, and that was an unlikely way to finally get it.
And that's
South Hobart one of the games of the season. A stunning late winner from the centre half. Oscar Thomas shipping the keeper from near on halfway. And the hosts have claimed a stunning victory here. That surely lights out for the Warriors season now. They're not going to be winning the title. Their focus must shift to the FFA Cup. But South Hobart, there's a bit of Manchester United about these late wins. They call it the Theatre of Dreams, Darcy Street. And Oscar Thomas has conjured up a goal of their dreams today to win it.
Yeah, I didn't mean to invoke a bit of Alex Ferguson Barcelona 1999 with that quote, but this is the Theatre of Dreams. And South Hobart, after an electric 20 minutes, followed by 70 minutes of seesaw. Good football from both sides. Olympia fought back, managed to hit the front. South Hobart had many, many chances. Looked for all money like a 2-2 draw. And then out of absolutely nothing, Oscar Thomas has sent the South Hobart faithful into absolute raptures and has also sent the Olympia Warrior fans streaming out the gates. They don't want to stick around for this one. As we have a look, this is the goal from Ortman. Very tidy finish, and at that stage Olympia had the better of probably the last 30-40 minutes of the match, and then the tide turned Thinking of a couple of weeks ago, South Hobart coming back against Zebras. They say it's how you win titles, and South Hobart are well on their way to the title.
That was Ben Hamlet making it 2-2. Adam Gorey supplying the ammunition. What a fantastic game he had down the right. Put it on a platter. And Hamlet nodded home. And it looked like that would be the end result. 2-2 as we headed into the final minutes of the game in stoppage time.
Here we go.
And then whack! Oscar Thomas just trying to clear the area. Somehow wins the game. He was just trying to clear that.
He was just trying to clear that. I mean, he may try and claim it. No, look, he shouldn't, because he did not mean that. And that's one of the more exceptional goals I've seen to win a football match. I wouldn't even mind seeing that for a third time, because that was an absolutely magnificent hit. As we have a look at that again, it's a back heel from Lucas Hill. Oscar Thomas has just put his foot absolutely through that. Andrew Cole not expecting to see that, and somehow that's fallen in. What an absolutely amazing goal from Oscar Thomas to win that.
Absolute scenes here at Darcy Street. Well,
and
it's South Hobart 4 points clear on top, and that whack, opportunistic clearance we'll call it, has got them 2 very valuable points here to send them 4 points clear on top. What a result. What a game of football, though. It deserved an ending like that.
It did. I do feel a bit sorry for Olympia. I mean, that's quite hard. I mean, Lucas Hill, he's gone the no-look back heel to Shea Hickey. Oscar Thomas has read it like a book, and it's just gone back into the back of the net.
Absolutely extraordinary stuff, and that is the scene here at Darcy Street. South Hobart take a giant step towards the 2017 league title with a 3-2 win. Nick Moore missed one from 5 yards out. Oscar Thomas plus one in from 60. And that is football for you. I hope you've enjoyed this game as much as we enjoyed bringing to you the lovely pictures of my on stream. And thank you for calling this one with me, Funty. One of the games of the season.
One of the games of the season. We've now been to a fair few together this season. I don't think many will beat that. I hope you out there enjoyed it as well. It is goodbye on the Theatre of Dreams.